Vinyasa Flow Level 1 to 2 class. This class is designed for if you're feeling a bit stressed or overwhelmed. And let's face it, we all struggle with that from time to time, especially these days. So when you feel the world is moving too fast and you feel everything is just getting a little bit much, you're feeling overwhelmed, this class is designed to remind you of the constants, to ground you. So the constants are our heartbeat, our earth below us, our breath, always our anchor point. And I'm going to remind you of these things as we work through the class. The yoga poses are very grounding, low to the ground. You'll see and you'll feel the difference in energies as you work through this series of classes. So without much further ado, we're going to get started. We're going to start on our feet at the front of our mat, so just take a moment. Equipment wise, you won't need really too much equipment for this flow. Yeah, nothing really, a block if you have it, perhaps for your Malasana squat, but mainly you should be okay. So bring yourself into mountain pose at the front of your mat. Feet are hip width apart. You've got these 2 fists, just a general rule of thumb, just to bring in between your feet. And once you've got that there, I want you to think about just rotating your heels out slightly so you get those nice straight edges at the side of you. So we all have different feet hip position, but what we want to do is joint stack. So our ankles under our knees and our knees underneath our hips. Once you've got that there, just bring your hand to your belly and your lower back and just gently tip your tail under. Very subtle little move, but immediately I can feel my lower core muscles switch on to support me in this standing position. Once we have set our base, lift your toes, spread them, feel the ground below you. And then just start to inhale and feel that little lift through the inhalation, drawing you up and softening your shoulders down your back, hands just gently out to the side, and you'll find yourself in your mountain pose. Take a moment to be here in your mountain pose. Close your eyes down or draw a dim gaze, or keep the eyes open, whichever is preferable. Shift your focus down to your feet. And just run your way over the knuckles of your toes, the pads of your toes, and just feel the ground below you, that constant, holding you and just supporting you. Notice the temperature of the air against your skin. Just feel it next to your cheeks or your hands, wherever's exposed. And then just start to notice that constant. That is your breath. Notice that breath coming in and out of your body. Allow yourself to travel with the rise and the fall, to be with the ebb and flow of the breath. And take comfort in that breath coming in and that breath coming out. That's stable. And then just see if you can still yourself enough to perhaps take your hand just to your chest and see if you can feel your heart beating. Perhaps the faintest. And then release your hand back out to the side, back to your mountain pose. And just start to, I invite you to carve out a deeper breath. So just breathing in through the nostrils. Draw that breath nice and deep, almost all the way down to your heels, to your feet. And then as you exhale, just allow the breath to release super slow back out again. Another breath in, feel the breath travel in through the nostrils, feel the temperature. And draw that breath deep into the body, all the way down to the heels. This time perhaps little roots popping out from the sides of the feet. And then exhale, And just feel those roots going deeper and deeper, pulling you down onto the mat, holding you steady. Inhale again, one last breath. All the way back down to those roots. And then exhale and feel those roots holding you stable, comforting you. And then when you're ready, just open your eyes. Take a moment just to come back to the room. And then just allow your toes to come out to the side, your heels to come in. Take a hand sweep up on an inhalation. Find the Anjali Mudra above your head and just draw it into your heart centre. As you exhale, you're just going to bring your bum down to your heels, just lowering all the way down and into your Vinyasa squat. So if this is not comfortable for you, you can bring your bum down onto the floor or be perched on a block like this. Bring your elbows in between your knees and just gently start to open out the hips. So physically, this class is focusing on the hips and opening out the hips. You'll feel a lovely stretch to the adductors. We do a lot of core work as well. And just be here with your grounding Vinyasa squat. And when you're ready, let's just release out the neck. Wait for an exhalation and just draw that chin down to the chest. Notice a stretch up the back of the neck. And then just start to gently rotate over to your right shoulder. And then take that journey back down, visit the chest again. Notice a stretch to the back of the neck. And gently guide over to the left shoulder. We'll take one more little semicircle round and just notice any pops and crunches that may come from that tension being released. And then once you come back through to centre again, gently lift the chin. And we're going to wait for an inhalation. We're going to push through the heels. Again, feel the mat below you and rise all the way up and through. As you exhale, flip those toes in, feet are parallel again, and gently soften down into your chair pose. So your feet are still hip width apart, your feet are pressing into the mat, and your fingertips are reaching up. How high can you reach up when you are being pushed down? Take another inhalation, reach through the fingertips, tuck the tail perhaps, feel the core switch on. And then as you exhale, sweep the fingertips down to the earth. Keep yourself in that chair pose, inhale and back through to your Uttanasana. Exhale, sweep the earth, perhaps the fingertips graze the mat. And then inhale and draw the chest up and back to your chair pose. Last one, exhaling and sweeping. Inhaling, this time come all the way up towards standing. As you exhale, waterfall down, hinge at the hips, knees are soft and find that lovely forward fold. Inhale and take a halfway lift, hands are on the shins. Draw the tail back, feel that stretch through the spine, gaze is down. Exhale, release all the way back down, hands being free. Inhale and step back to your plank pose. As you exhale, those knees slowly hover all the way down to the mat. At the same time, the hands walk forward, or once the knees hit, hands walk forward, and you find your puppy pose, your Anahatasana. Feel the earth below you. Perhaps the forehead connects, perhaps it doesn't, but the hands are pressed into the earth. The arms are long and lengthened beside the ears. Take a moment and just feel this grounding pose. Feel your mat below you, the safety. And wait for an inhalation. Connect the forearms, shoulders over the elbows, hands spread really nice and wide. Navel drawn up. And just feel your supported half forearm plank to start off with. So option one is going to be here for you. I'm going to talk you through all the options in the first round we're doing here. So if you want to stay with the knees down, you're going to inhale, draw the navel up, start to move the body back towards the heels, almost to child's pose, perhaps to child's pose. And then
As you exhale, you're rotating all the way back forward. Navel is lifted. You feel the core moving you. And you stop when the shoulders go over the elbows. If you want to take it one step further, you're going to peel your knees up, tuck your toes under, find your forearm plank. We're going to inhale again, navel to spine, shift the hips back, find your dolphin pose, and then exhale and draw it back through again. 2 more just like that, wherever you are. Inhaling, coming up, feel that core switching on, holding, supporting you. Press into the pads of your fingertips. Make sure you're not putting too much pressure on those elbows. Use the arms as a whole. And this time as you inhale, you're going to hold it here. And then exhale and soften down and through to your Sphinx pose. Untuck the toes, lengthen the legs back, and invite the chest through. Hands are spread really nice and wide. Listen to your back. What's it telling you today? Notice how it feels. Adjust your pose accordingly so the back is tight, the chest softens down, the back feels good. You just invite the heart through and you broaden the collarbone and take your gaze through. One more breath, send it down to wherever you feel any tension. And then as you exhale, just peel the body down, slide the hands back, elbows in tight, and inhale and start to peel the body up for your cobra pose. Exhale and peel back down, feel every part of it, there's no rush here. 2 more just like that, inhaling, rising up, and then exhaling back down. And you're only coming back as high as the back. So you're only coming up as high as the back invites you to come up. Always listening and connecting. Hands are back at the rib cage. Inhale, push the mat away from you if you're ready for upward facing dog. And then exhale, tuck the toes or via the knees and find your downward dog. Couple of breaths here, find your alignment, hands spread wide. Shift the hips back. Feel that stretch through the top of the back. And just feel the back body starting to open up. Opposite knee to opposite heel bends. And you're just feeling, you're starting to walk your dog. And just open up the hamstrings. And when you're ready, heels together, knees out wide, and find your child's pose. Soften your bum back. And bring yourself into your child's pose. Knees can be together also in this pose. Let's build a cave. Opposite hand to opposite elbow. Bring your head down into that cave and close off all those distractions. Take a moment to notice the body. How it feels. Notice the mind. Is it busy? And then notice the breath. Always being mindful of our body. Noticing what's going on in our mind, but always drawing ourselves back to our breath. So another couple of breaths here in your child's pose, reminding you that this pose is your resting pose and it is always here for you through this practice. If you need any time out, please adopt your child's pose. When you're ready, on an inhalation, pull yourself up to a half plank position. Shoulders are over the wrists and knees are underneath the hips. Tuck the toes under, draw the navel up to the spine and find your downward dog again. As you inhale, that right leg goes back. Draw the knee gently out to the side just to open the hip. And then inhale and lengthen back out again. As you exhale, shoulders are over the wrist, knee under the navel, and you're stepping that right foot through. Give it a hand through if it's not warmed up yet. Inhale and draw up to your high crescent lunge. Back leg lifted, heels drawn apart, inner thighs drawn in towards each other, and hips squared to the front. Once you've got that firm foundation, lift your toes and spread them. It's a balancing pose, remember. And then inhale and sweep the fingertips up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, draw the hands down to heart center, Anjali Mudra. And then inhale and sweep all the way back up. As you exhale, we're going to sweep the earth again. Lead with the chest. Use the back leg. And then inhale and draw all the way back up. Exhale back into the heart center. Lower the back knee at the same time. And then inhale and draw all the way back up again. Exhale and sweep the earth with the fingertips. Inhale, draw all the way up. Big breath in, exhale and draw those hands into the heart centre as the back knee dips down. Inhale and push all the way back up, back to high crescent lunge. Exhale and sweep the fingertips to the earth, feel the ground. Inhale, draw back up again. Exhale, lower down. Last one. Inhale, draw up. And then exhale and cartwheel those hands down to frame that right foot. Now, big breath, hands spread wide, you step back to your plank pose. As you exhale, you find your Anahatasana. Hands walking to the front, and perhaps the head comes down or perhaps the head stays up, depending on how those shoulders feel. Make sure your arms are long and lengthened. As you inhale, find your forearms against the mat. Adopt your half forearm plank or your full forearm plank. Set your alignment, heels over toes, shoulders over elbows. Take your gaze to your thumb. As you inhale, gently draw the navel up and find that nice half V or full V. And then exhale and draw forward. Inhale again, big breath in. Nourish your dolphin with the breath. And then exhale and lower back down again. Inhale, navel to the spine, shifting those hips back. And then exhaling and finding that dolphin. Take a breath here, hold it. And then as you exhale, lower down. Inhale, find your Sphinx. Exhale, release onto the mat, hands draw back for Cobra. Inhale, push the mat away from you. Rise with ease and peace. Exhale, release back down again. Hands back to the rib cage. Last time doing all three. Inhale and push the mat away from you. Exhale and find your downward dog. Little breath here to re-nourish, to re-ground. Find your anchor points. Come back to those constants. Remind yourself of all those constant things. When you're ready on your next inhalation, that left leg goes back, feel the stretch. As you exhale, that knee gently tips out to the side to open the hip. Inhale, lengthen back out again. And then as you exhale, shift the shoulders over the wrist and step that left foot through. Inhale and rise with peace and ease. Exhale, big exhalation, draw those hands into heart centre. We'll take the little back knee dip. Inhale, draw all the way up and through, high crescent lunge. Exhale and sweep the earth. Inhale, draw all the way up. Exhale, Anjali Mudra, centre the chest, dip the back knee. Inhale, drive up with that back leg. Exhale and sweep the earth. Inhale, lead with the chest as you rise up. Exhale, bring those hands into heart centre, dip that back knee. Inhale, draw up. Last one, exhale and sweep the earth. Inhale, rising up and through. Exhale, dipping back down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, cartwheel those hands down to the mat. Inhale, step back to plank. As you exhale, those knees hover down. Walk the hands all the way forward. Anahatasana. Inhale, find the forearm plank. Or half forearm plank. Exhale, set it. strong. Inhale, rise to the high V. Dolphin pose. Exhale, draw forward, no further than the elbows. 2 more. Inhale, navel up. Exhale, use the core to come back forward. Inhale, last one. Exhale, set it deep. Hold it for the breath. Exhale, lower down with control and tuck the toes straight through to your Sphinx pose or your Cobra, whichever is preferable. Choose your back bend, transfer through, and I'll meet you in downward dog. Once you get to your dog, you've got 3 breaths here. If you wish, you can take your child's pose or you can stay here for your 3 breaths. Do whatever feels good, but it's mindful movement, not fidgeting. So you're just noticing what you're doing and feeling every part of it. Noticing the hamstrings, the calves if you're pedaling it out, or if you're in stillness, just being with your stillness and your breath. When you're ready, we're going to make our way to the front of the mat. So for this flow, I suggest just tiptoeing all the way through. You're going to find your forward fold really gently, release down. You're going to inhale and sit to your chair pose. You're going to exhale and sweep the earth with your fingertips. You're going to inhale and rise with peace and ease. And then you're going to exhale and waterfall your body down, pushing your hips up. Inhale and take that halfway lift. Exhale and step back to your plank pose. Inhale, find length in the plank. Exhale, draw those knees down. Walk the hands forward. Inhale, find your forearm plank, half forearm plank. Exhale, set it deep. Inhale, navel to the spine as we find our dolphin or half dolphin. And then exhale and draw it forward, releasing all the way down this time. Release down to the earth, find Sphinx or Cobra. Upward facing dog, rise up with peace and ease. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, that right leg goes up. Exhale, that knee comes out. Inhale, find length. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, rise with peace and ease. Exhale, bring those hands down to heart centre, dip the back knee. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale and sweep the earth. Inhale, rise up and through. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, frame that right foot. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, lower the knees down, Anahatasana. Inhale, forearm plank. Exhale, set it deep. Inhale, find a V. Exhale, come forward and lower all the way down. Sphinx, Cobra, upward facing dog. I'll meet you in downward dog. Inhale, that left leg goes up. Exhale, you step it through. Inhale, rise with peace and ease. Exhale, hands into heart centre, back leg dips. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, cartwheel those hands down. Inhale, step to the front. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, little half lift here. As you exhale, toes out to the side, heels in, lower down through to your Malasana squat. Take a breath here. And just open the hips out a tiny little bit perhaps. Just finding your anchor, coming back to your constants. When you're ready, you're going to make your way down onto the mat, bum down. Bring your back down onto the mat. Release any ponytails, anything at all that's going to get in your way. And just take a moment here, feel the back of the mat against you, ground your shoulders in, release them as much as you can and feel that lower back in. Just tip the tail up and you'll feel the lower back gently pressing in. As you inhale, you're rising up to that right angle position. You can bring your hands out to the side and we're going to start a core flow. As you exhale, that right foot comes down, keep the lower back pressed in, and then you inhale, lower back is pressed in. Exhale, that left foot comes down. Inhale, draw up. Keep the navel at the spine the whole time. The minute you feel the lower back kind of coming up and off, don't go down as low with the toes, halfway down spine, but keep that core connection. Exhale, right foot taps down. Inhale, back up, nice and slow. Exhale, left foot goes down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, right foot goes down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, left foot goes down. Inhale, back up. 2 more on each side. Keep flowing. The left one. Feel that core working. You might feel a few little shakes. That's absolutely fine. And then release both feet down onto the mat. Soles of the feet together, knees out wide for your Supta Baddha Konasana. Release your palms of your hands up towards the ceiling if that feels good. Soften everywhere. We're going to step that up for the second round, but you know that that first option is there for you if you wish. So please just do what you can. Sorry about that little technical difficulty. So bring your feet back up, connect your outer ankle of your right heel, so of your right ankle, to your left knee, and then press your hands back in and inhale and draw that left foot up and off. That right knee's coming out to the side. We're going to do the exact same thing but just with the hip opener kind of weaved in. So take a breath into the lower back, and then as you exhale, that left toe comes down. Inhale, back up again, and then exhale down. Keep rolling that right knee out to the side, perhaps keeping a flex in the right foot. Keep flowing. 2 more. Feel the core working. Draw that navel into the spine. Last one, release all the way back up and thread the ankles, bring the soles of the feet down, perhaps a little window wiper to release it out. And then just keep that right foot bent, that right knee bent, and peel the left foot up and off. Foot is flexed, connect it to the knee, and then roll that left knee out. When you're ready, inhale and draw up. Press the lower back into the mat. And then exhale, you've got 5 or 6 on this side. Inhale, back up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, back up. Keep flowing, 3 more. Last one. Inhale, come all the way back up and through. Unravel the legs. Soles of the feet together. 3 more breaths in your Supta Baddha Konasana. Allow the breath to flow freely. And just be with it. Be with that constant, that rise and fall, and enjoy that feeling. When you're ready, inhale and draw those knees together. Bring the backs of the hands behind the knees and just gently bring the knees into the chest. Just soften through the core, a little wiggle through. When you're ready, we're going to make our way up to our Vinyasa squat first of all at the front of our mat. So just pushing ourselves up. I'm going to retie my hair up while we're here. And then we're going to push ourselves all the way up and through to our standing. Draw our feet in, hip width apart, ground in through that left foot. Take a breath here. And come back into your mountain pose. When you're ready, we're going to come into balancing using that left foot. So ground into the left foot, lift the toes spread. Imagine those roots pulling you down to the outside edges of the feet through the knuckles of the toes and the heels. Just feel that gentle lift through the arch. When you're ready, come all the way up and through to balance. Take a breath here, find your drishti, your point that doesn't move. And then whenever you're ready, you're going to adopt your tree pose. So the sole of the foot can come inside to the left ankle for option 1, right here. So I'll show you from this point here. Option 2, foot on the knee. Option 3, you bring your foot all the way into the inside of your thigh. Just like we did in core flow, you're rolling that knee out. And notice if the hip comes out to the side. If the hip comes out to the side, gently draw it in and under, and then see if you can find your balance. So we'll start with the hands on the hips. I'm going to come back round. Find your gaze point, lock focus. Feel your glute drawn under and feel that strong foundation. Knees not locked out, it's nice and soft. Remember, trees move in the wind. Be a tree. Connect to your roots. Allow those dead leaves to fall. And just enjoy your natural beauty. I love that quote. When you're ready, hands to heart centre. If you want to take it all the way up, sweep those fingertips up towards the ceiling. Perhaps we'll be palm trees today with our palms faced up and our fingertips reaching up, our shoulders softening down. Take another breath into it. And then as you exhale, bring your hands back to heart centre, hands onto the hips, and just release that foot back down again. Bring your weight into your right foot and just gently release out your left ankle. And then when you're ready, reconnect to the earth with both of your feet back to your mountain, both of your feet back to your mountain pose. Start to set up on the other side. So let's start to find a balance. Ground into the right foot, lift the toes, connect to those roots coming out of that right foot. Find your drishti point, choose what your constant is, and lock focus. When you're ready, start to set up for your tree on this side, using the same as you used on the other side. Once you've got that foot in position, roll that left knee out towards the side, just feel that hip open. Notice if the right hip starts to jut out. If it does, just correct it. Drawing your glute under your back leg and use it to hold you. Hands out to the side till you find your balance. Hands onto the hips. And you just stop wherever you feel stable and you feel safe. And then if you want to push on, you can try it and then come back if you wish. Hands to heart centre. And then we go for our 3 final breaths on whichever position. Remember, sway with the wind. Allow the breeze to take you. Rely on your roots to hold you. And just be that tree. And remember, some gusts of winds are big. They try to knock you over. But just stay stable, grounded, with those firm foundations. When you're ready, let's bring it down. Unravel the knee. Again, just release out that right leg. And then bring your heels down, your heels in, toes out again, and draw those knees over your feet back to your Vinyasa squat again. Option, you have this option to stay here in your squat, perhaps take a cushion underneath your bum, or you can make your way down on to your bum for Supta Baddha Konasana. Or if you would like to arm balance, I'm going to suggest Titibasana, which is our dragonfly. And I'm going to leave the rest of you in your position, whichever you've used. And the ones that want to arm balance, you're going to come with me. So you're going to walk your hands behind your feet. And you're just going to start squeezing your inside of your knees in towards your shoulders. And your hands come down behind you. You're going to use that core that we used just there. And then perhaps your right leg comes up. Perhaps your left leg comes up, or perhaps you decide to fly. And you're lengthening both of your legs up, lifting up through the core, breathing into it. Take your gaze ahead. And then when you're ready, land on your bum like I have and come all the way back down. And everybody come down to your Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, and just take a breath here for a second. If you've arm balanced, I'm going to suggest you bring your hands, even if you've not, it's a lovely release for the wrists. So you're just going to clasp your hands together and just gently release out those wrists. Again, we find those constants, those anchor points. If you need a mantra right about now, if the mind isn't calming, you can use I am calm, I am centered, I am focused, I am grounded, I am connected. And these are lovely affirmations to say over and over again, sending that message to your brain. When you're ready, start to bring yourself back onto the soles of your feet. Give yourself a little push up. Inhale and sweep all the way up and through. And then exhale and waterfall down. Inhale, find that halfway lift. Exhale, step back to your plank pose. Inhale, find length in your plank. And then as you exhale, you may wish to chaturanga with the knees up or knees down, but the elbows are in tight no matter what you're doing, and you're lowering down with as much control as you can. If you wish to come to your bow pose, you're bringing your heels in towards your bum and you're taking your hands to your ankles. But remember, that is why we have so many kind of levels and build up in yoga. You can take Sphinx or Cobra, whichever feels good. When you're ready on an inhalation, peel the chest up and off. Use those legs as levers if you're in bow pose, and then exhale and release down. 2 more just like that. And then exhaling and releasing down. Last one, inhaling, coming up. And then exhaling and releasing all the way back down. Release your hands, release your legs. Take a moment. Set up for your back bend, and I'll meet you in your downward dog. Pedal it through a couple of times. When you're ready on an inhalation, that right leg's going up, push back into the heel. Draw that knee out to the side. Let's explore the hip for a second. So you're just rotating round and round. Just feeling any kind of little knots working into the nooks and crannies. And then inhale and lengthen all the way back out again. As you exhale, shoulders over wrists, and step that right foot through. Inhale and rise up and through to that high crescent lunge. And then as you exhale, pivot on the back foot, the ball of the back foot, and rotate yourself round, setting up for what is like a really wide leg Malasana squat or goddess squat. So heels are in, or toes are out. I'm going to give you a second to set up and just draw the knees out over the feet and see how that feels. And then rise all the way up. Fingertips sweeping up. As you exhale, those elbows are coming out to the side and we're lowering down through our goddess squat. And then we're inhaling, we're rising all the way back up again. Exhaling, coming down gently and easily, as far as that leg strength will take us. And then inhaling, drawing from the pelvic floor all the way back up again. Exhaling, goddess squat. And then inhale and draw all the way up again. As you exhale, bring those hands down to the lower back, clasp them behind you. Draw your feet in parallel with each other. Take a little inhalation, peak the heart and the chest up. And then as you exhale, hinge at the hips, knees are soft, and lower yourself down into your forward fold. Take a breath here, release the hands over the head if that feels good, or hands can be at the hip. Very gently, we're just going to bend over into the left knee, and then we're going to push back up through the bum, and we're going to do the same to the other side. Just opening those hips. Push all the way back up, over to the left hand side, feel that lovely stretch. If the shoulders get too much, you can take them down, and then release all the way back and through. Last one each side. Come back through centre, wait for the inhalation, lift from the chest, rise all the way up, releasing the hands. Then as you exhale, pivot onto the ball of the back foot, rotate to face the front. Inhale, sweep up, and then exhale and cartwheel all the way down. Inhale, step back to your plank. Exhale, chaturanga down. Set up for your bow pose. Take a breath to do it. And then inhale and peel the chest up, the gaze up. Exhale, release all the way down. Inhale and rise to whatever back bend. Exhale and find your downward dog. Pedal it through. Take a breath, re-nourish. Your next inhalation, that left leg goes up. As you exhale, knee under the navel and you step it through. Inhale, rise with peace and ease. And then exhale and open to your goddess squat again. So just set yourself up. Heels are in, toes are out to the side. Inhale and draw all the way up, legs are straight. And then as you exhale, lower down, but this time our hands are going to come down onto our knees. So the last kind of set was a warm up for this one. So we're going to take it into some little shoulder twists. So as you inhale, just take a gaze up, draw the tail down, find length through the spine. As you exhale, you're going to come over to the right hand side, have a peek over, and then exhale and come all the way to the front, peek over. Inhale, draw back over. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, last one to each side. Legs are talking. Come all the way back through centre. Wait for a big inhalation. Push through the heels. Draw all the way up. Feel that release. Draw the feet parallel. Lift the chest up. And then exhale and hinge at the hips, lowering all the way down. Bring your hands down to the earth, just out to the side. Take a breath in, draw the chest forward, and just feel that stretch to the spine and the backs of the legs. If you're here for 3. Fill up with that breath, find that anchor point. If you wish, you're going to point your right foot out to the right corner of your mat. You're going to just gently draw over, keep that left arm stretching towards the left toes, and then come all the way back up, perhaps a little deeper on this. Point that toe out to the side, knee travels over, draw that right hand there, and then all the way back through centre. Use the next inhalation to draw up from the chest, sweep the fingertips up. And then as you exhale onto the ball of the back foot, one big exhalation, cartwheel those hands down to the mat, and then inhale and step back to your plank. As you exhale through your vinyasa with a bow, inhale, lift up and through to it, one big breath in. Exhale, release down. Meet you in downward dog. We start to cool things down. We're just going to take one more hip opener and then we'll bring it all down. As you inhale, that right leg goes up and back. As you exhale, that right knee is coming in behind the right wrist. Once you get that leg laid down, flex that right foot, keep it switched on. Rotate your shin through towards the front of the mat and then walk the left leg back. Come into your pigeon pose. So notice if you're rolling onto your right butt cheek, your right glute. If you are, roll your left hip bone down towards your right heel and you're going to stay here. We've got 3 breaths here. Option 1 is to stay nice and high, back leg switched on. Option 2 is to come down onto your forearms for your 3 breaths. And keep rotating that left hip bone down. If you have got a big gap there between your bum and the mat, you can even just stick a little cushion in just to keep the hips in the right place. 1 more breath. And then when you're ready, you're just rotating onto your right bum this time. Use your right hand and then you're going to swing that left leg all the way round and come into your shoelace. Once you're here, inhale, sweep up and through. As you exhale, you find length through your spine, you're ready to twist. Right hand connects to the left knee, left hand comes all the way in. You're inhaling, you're drawn up and away. And then you're exhaling and you're finding that twist. 2 more breaths. Inhale, draw all the way back through centre. Rotate over onto your right hand. Move that left leg back to where it came. Bring yourself back through that little pigeon. Ground the hands in, lift the right leg up and back to your downward dog. Do whatever you need to do to release that out. And when you're ready, next inhalation, that left leg goes up. As you exhale, that knee under the navel and you are swinging that knee in between the left and behind the left wrist. Flexing that left foot. Walk that right leg back, find length, and again, notice where the hips are if you're falling onto your right bum cheek. If you are, rotate that right hip back towards the heel. Once you've got that alignment, walk your hands forward, if you wish, and come down low for your 3 breaths. Keep that left foot nice and flexed so you've got a bit of activity into it. Last one in. And then as you inhale, walk the hands back, rotate onto your left bum cheek, and then you're going to swing that right leg round. See if you can line those knees up together, both feet are flexed. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale and find that twist. Inhale and draw up and away from the tail. Exhale and nourish through the twist. 2 more. And then as you inhale, gently come all the way back through. This time we're going to unravel the legs, bring the soles of the feet out in front of us, and we're making our way down onto our backs. We'll just finish off our last pose, which is our bridge pose. So soles of the feet in, inner thighs drawn in towards each other, but your knees are kind of hip width with your feet. Palms are face down, walk your heels gently in towards your bum. As you inhale, peel the lower back up and off and find your bridge pose. You're here for 3 breaths. final exhalation, release back down again. So if you wish to come up, you can come up to your bridge, your restorative bridge, bringing your block in behind your back. Really lovely to do, nourishing for the lower back. If you wish, you can come into your full wheel pose. So you bring your hands next to your ears. I'm just going to demonstrate it so that you can see. Your feet are hip width apart, no knees falling out or elbows falling out. You need that strong foundation. When you're ready, you're going to inhale up through bridge, lift yourself up and through. And you can stay here for 3-4 breaths, whatever feels good. Keep those knees in towards each other, keep that firm foundation. And then to come down, chin into the chest, back of the head comes down, and then both of your knees support each other and your feet come out mat width apart. Just ground here for 3 breaths. Breathe into that lower back. When you're ready, just draw the knees apart. Take another inhalation down to the lower back. And then as you exhale, both knees come over to the right hand side. Inhale back through centre. Both knees come over to the left hand side. Continue as many times as you wish. And then when you're ready, transfer through to your Shavasana. Push your heels away from your body. Build your little cocoon. And bring yourself in for your final resting pose. If there's anything you need to take before Shavasana, please take if your body has a calling for anything else. If not, start to send those messages to your body, your mind, that it's time to soften and relax. Come back to the constants. Feel the air against your face. Feel the mat against your back. Breathe in and soften on the exhalation. Take your right hand to the centre of your chest and feel your heartbeat faint. And just notice. Be with the breath. Be with those constants. And whenever you do feel your world moving too fast, just remind yourself of all of these things. And just soften your body even further. Let go of any residue of tension. And clench your teeth and soften your jaw. Feel your face releasing and just letting go. Allow that feeling of softness to cascade down your entire body. And just be with your Shavasana. Every exhalation, feel yourself stepping down a little bit deeper and deeper. Almost as if the line between the mat and your body no longer exists. And just allow yourself to melt and release. Call yourself back. So come back to the breath to start with and just deepen the inhalations and exhalations. And then notice your physical body as if we're taking a closing inventory and we're just noticing, observing our body.
So all the way from the tips of your toes, all the way through to the crown of your head. Just noticing and observing. How does everything seem now? How does everything feel now? And then find your toes, your fingers, and just start to create a little bit of movement, getting the energy moving again. And find your ankles, your wrists, and just start to open them up. It's gentle rolls. You may wish to take your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms lovingly around your knees, the backs and fronts. And then whenever you're ready, you may wish to allow yourself to gently come to whatever side feels right for you. Just noticing where you've fallen to. And gently press yourself back up to seated. Let's take an inhalation together, sweeping our fingertips up towards the sky. And then as we exhale, we find our heart centre. And thank you for joining me for your grounding practice. I hope you feel more stable, more connected, and more relaxed.